relieved that she doesn't have to marry him, that he's dead, and she's like, oh my god, thank god I don't have to marry him. She's not so much struggling with his death, which is kind of messed up, but I think Kelsey also, not that she's out for herself, but she, you know, she has like her eye on the prize, which is like, she wants to be successful in work, and I think the reason she was with Thad was because he was like the guy that she could mark a lot of like boxes off the list, you know, like he has a good job, he's good looking, he comes from a good family, but really like he wasn't a good person. So I think she's more relieved that he's gone, so she doesn't have to be in that like predicament anymore. But this season's really fun for her because she's very focused on work, and then she also goes on like a bit of a boy bender.
Boy bender. Can you tell us some more about that? She's going to start dating again?
She is, and her friend Lauren on the show, who's my good friend Molly in real life, makes her go to one of those speed dating things where you just like, people just approach you and you like talk for a few minutes. And the first thing out of her mouth every single time someone comes up is like, well, my fiance just died, or yeah, my fiance just got killed, or whatever, and it just like sends all the boys running. So it's a terrible experience, and she's feeling really defeated. And then she kind of has a fling with one guy, but that goes bad for a very funny reason. You'll have to watch the show to find out what that is. And then, yeah, and then she kind of has like a boyfriend right now. So it's been a fun season. It's a little more grounded than all the other seasons, and a little more emotional, but still wild, and we have to do some crazy things on the show.
Speaking of crazy things, Sabina wants to know, what was the hardest scene to shoot in Younger so far for you?
Gosh, that's hard to say without giving too much away because a lot happens this season. What was the hardest scene to shoot? Maybe some of like the rooftop party scenes are hard. We were shooting over the summer, so there's such a small window when it's like dark out, so we would have to shoot all night long, and those were some tough ones. But there was a particular incident on the ferry that goes back, on the tram that goes back and forth between the city and Roosevelt Island, and it involved two people doing some pretty adult things, and that was so awkward because it was like a working tram going at the same time, and I think they got quite a show.
As expected, some readers want to know where you got your gorgeous top.
Thank you. I love this top. So I feel like I should have like fruit on my head or something. But it's Joanna Artis.
Awesome. And speaking of style, what is your favorite thing about Kelsey's wardrobe on the show?
So Kelsey is very girly, and I feel like I would wear everything that she wears, maybe just not how she wears it. So she's a little loud. Her skirts are always like a little too short for the office. But I love that about her, and it makes playing the character fun. We have amazing wardrobe women on the show. Pat Fields is the like creative director, and then we have this woman Jackie who's just amazing. So the fittings are always a lot of fun, and they always come up with, you know, really fresh ideas and really cool new ways to wear clothes.
What's it like working with Patricia Fields? She had such an illustrious career on Sex and the City.
She's so full of life. She's, you know, to still be like hustling the way she does is really impressive, and she has such a great eye for unique things and unique ways to like wear your clothes and reinvent an old piece. Like she really she's got it. She's got that thing.
Were you a big Sex and the City fan? And if so, were you Team Aiden or Team Big?
I was a big Sex and the City fan. It also came out when I was on tour, and this was like before you could like record shows. So I didn't really watch it in sequence, but I feel like I've seen every episode. And I think I was an Aiden fan, but I don't really remember, so I could be wrong.
And Desara wants to know, what is your favorite movie that you've ever starred in? It's a tough one.
Oh gosh, that is so tough. I even know. I hope it hasn't happened yet.
That's a good answer. More to come. And going back to younger for a moment, is there something you eat or drink or a beauty product that makes you feel younger on a daily basis?
Oh my gosh. This is so funny. We're on set and the whole cast has like a sparkling water addiction. We're always drinking sparkling water on set. I don't think it makes you younger. I think we all just love it. But also, one of the reasons that I'm here today is working with Visine and my partnership with them. And it's such a fitting combination, me working with them, because I don't remember a day that I don't use Visine or have it in my bag or have it by my bedside table, or my makeup artist has it in her bag. So working with them for this Screen On program has been so much fun, because the other thing that I'm addicted to is binge watching shows. And I do it more comfortably with Visine, but also curling my eyelashes and wanting my eyes to be bright and alert and awake, is a good trick for looking younger. And obviously drinking water and under eye masks. Those things are a dream. I don't know if you've ever used those before.
Solid.
We pretty much every morning have those on our eyes in the trailer before makeup.
What are you binge watching right now?
Stranger Things was like a sad day when I finished that. It was so good. I loved it just like everybody else. I watched the night of. What are some of the other things? I really love Peaky Blinders and Chef's Table. I love that too.
I mean, Younger is really sort of your second huge iconic show on TV. What really intrigued you about this script and this story?
First of all, the opportunity to work with Darren Star was really exciting to me, and that he called and was like, I have this part for you and I want you so bad, and that was I never would have expected that phone call, so it was very exciting. And then also playing someone that was young and working really hard to be heard, to fight for her job, and also play hard in the city, be that 20-something girl that's dating the wrong guy, but kind of has her life sorted out, but that part's kind of a shambles. I felt like it was really relatable. And obviously the fashion and shooting in New York, I could just see it all when I was reading the script, and it was very intriguing. And then Sutton Foster too, the whole premise of the show seems so unrealistic when you try to explain it to someone, but when they see our show, it all makes sense and it all works really well.
So Erica wants to know if you still talk to the cast members from Lizzie McGuire.
People ask me this all the time. We don't talk too much, but not too long ago I actually ran into Lelaine, who played Miranda, and Jake, who played my little brother. And they were hanging out, bowling or something, and I ran into them when I was bowling with my friends. So it was awesome, and I think that we were just so young. It was nobody was texting or anything when the show was on TV. So when it was over, we kind of all lost touch a little bit. The guy who played Gordo went off to college. He was a bit older than us, and I think it's always obviously friendly and happy when we see each other, but we're not texting all day every day.
And there was the movie, of course, and music. Can we still expect more music from you going forward?
I think always music is going to be a part of my life, but it's tough right now. The shooting schedule is pretty intense, and I have a 4-year-old little boy, so obviously I don't want to miss out on him growing up. It's happening so quickly. That I don't really have plans right now, but I always tend to get into to get back home, and then I get itchy to get in the studio and I'll start writing or whatever, but no solid plans.
So we're wrapping up, but just a final question, because Gossip Girl just celebrated its 9th anniversary and you had a memorable cameo on the show. Do you have a fond memory from that set?
That was so long ago too. That was my first time ever shooting in New York, and I was such a big fan of the show that it was exciting to like have a cool part on it. But I don't have. I'm trying to think. Like I don't know. They all were kind of like dating each other. That was interesting.
Spicing up the mix there. Well, I think that's about all the time we have. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you.
And catch the new season of Younger.
Yeah, this Wednesday.